Well, so the rain's gone away for the most part. Let's go do some scrapping. Of course, I had to do a quick battery change just now. Using a Chinese battery in this thing. I don't think that we'll find much today. Usually my best scrapping days are on Sunday mornings. And throughout the day, Sunday, I'll typically go out maybe 2 times or so. But I'll update you guys accordingly, of course, just like I always do, on some of my thoughts and opinions doing scrapping. The long and short of it is, I don't do this solely for the money. More so, I do this because I find it fun. I scrap very carefully. There's a lot of stuff that I just don't pick up. That guy's scrapping. Pallets, it looks like, of all things. And you don't care how much time you're gonna spend doing it, well, then pretty much you have an endless amount of options. With me, my time is very valuable. I don't want to spend any more time looking for trash and breaking things down than I absolutely need to. Now, looking for trash is the easy part, but breaking it down and bringing it to the scrapper, it's not hard, it's just fucking time consuming. Now, being that I already work a full-time job, it's not really in my best interest to get into doing stuff like that. So picking up mowers, picking up small appliances that are relatively easy to get working again, that's really the best option for me. Because in all honesty, the scrap metal recyclers closest to me that pay the most are actually about a half hour or so away. They're clear on the other side of town. There's some stuff right here. Nothing too amazing. I already went through this neighborhood earlier today and there really wasn't anything. So for me, going around looking for scrap, if I was doing this solely for scrap metal, it just wouldn't be worth it. In my opinion, the amount of time you're gonna spend getting 2,000 pounds worth of metal, you're gonna be out here all day, an entire weekend, Saturday and Sunday, probably Friday too, trying to get 2,000 pounds worth of scrap metal. I am not kidding you guys. There are so many other people that do this, it's ridiculous. And the type of shit that they scrap, that they'll pull scrap out of, like, you know, motors, like out of fans and stuff, is just ridiculous. There's only certain times of the day, it seems like, and certain days before the actual pickup day, where I actually get the most out of a haul. Now, in all honesty, some of the things I pick up are inherently worthless, money-wise. Things such as electric fans that I like to pick up. Small appliances like radios, you know, general Walmart-type things that are like, you know, $20 or so brand new. They're not very much money. It's kind of is a hoarder mentality. I ain't gonna bullshit you guys around with that one. But, I don't know. I'm kind of the volition that, you know, throwing away a perfectly good appliance or something like that that obviously still works fine is just an absolute waste. Now, how I was brought up was to not be wasteful, among other things. Now, this is something I wanted to make a point about. You see all this stuff is strewn and broken and all the scrap metal has been taken out of it? This is the type of shit that irritates me. It irritates people, too, who throw this stuff out. It makes pickers as a whole look very bad. Now, it's organized right now because the guy came out here, and earlier this morning it was all over the side here. It was all over up and down here, and the people had smashed the stuff and just left it all over the place. But I'm guessing the homeowner smashed up that vacuum too. I'm guessing the homeowner came out and rearranged everything. Now, that's the type of shit that makes us look bad. That is the type of shit that is really, really fucking annoying. The scrappers that go through and make a fucking mess out of things and will tear apart an appliance right in the middle of the fucking street. And I've seen them do it too, where they obstruct traffic. And I've actually, you know, yelled at them a couple times for that, but of course they can't understand what you're saying. I won't get to that. But they'll do this shit, they'll obstruct traffic And in general, what this does is people in these neighborhoods see this. I've talked to so many people when I'm out here doing this, just homeowners and everything, because if I see a homeowner out here and they have some stuff out, I will ask them as common courtesy if it's okay if I go through their pile or take their lawnmower or whatever they have. And every single one of them has always been respectful back. They reciprocate it back to you. What messes it up for us is, like I was saying, these people that smash this shit in the middle of the fucking street. They'll smash a CRT monitor. You know, they'll smash that thing. They'll make a fucking mess. There'll be glass everywhere. You know, of course, kids are coming through the streets and everything. They're out here playing. They're out here doing whatever. And it creates a fucking hazard for people. It really does. And that's the type of shit that when homeowners see that kind of stuff, they really decide against putting stuff out for the pickup. I've had homeowners tell me this, and I do not blame them at all. I do not blame them in the slightest, because when you see shit like that, where people that are just scrapping stuff and making a fucking mess, and the homeowner has to come out here and make everything look good, and to remove an obstruction that's in the middle of the fucking street, well, I guarantee you that homeowner is probably not going to be participating in this again. And again, as I'm saying, you guys probably, you know, don't think it's that big of a deal, or you think I might be exaggerating, and I've seen signs on people's piles before where they say, don't make a mess, don't do this, don't pick through it, or whatever. And what's even worse is when you see people picking through garbage bags. They'll rip open black garbage bags. You'll see them from time to time. A lot of people have gotten smarter about that, though, as far as the homeowners go, because a lot of them don't throw stuff away in garbage bags unless it's quite obvious that it's leaves, you know, stuff like that. So a lot of the homeowners have gotten smarter in that regard, because the scrappers go through and they make an absolute fucking mess. An absolute fucking mess, boys. And that's the type of shit that, you know, it really turns people off of scrapping. It turns people off of, you know, saying, hey, I've got a lawnmower, you want it? I was about to throw it out anyways. Or, you know, it turns people off of throwing things out into the street that they know the scrappers are going to get a hold of and, you know, break into a million. Honestly, I'm very surprised that the city has not clamped down on people scrapping to begin with, because of those reasons. Right now, I'm pretty sure it's in a gray area. I don't know that it's 100% legal, but I know the city doesn't really worry too much about people going through and scrapping things, because I've been doing this for 5 or 6 years now, off and on, since around 2008, and I've never been stopped by the cops. I've never been accosted by anybody. I've never had, you know, a bad run-in with anybody while doing this. And, you know, a lot of it is respecting the people that you're picking from. The other things that I've seen is like that washing machine over there. There might be one up here, actually. I know there's one in one of these side streets. There's 2 of them, actually. But people will break apart something that big for the scrap that's inside of it. They'll break it apart right in front of the homeowner's house. And I know why they're doing it. It's because the plastic isn't worth shit to them. Well, at the same time, you're acting like a fucking idiot. You're making a mess, and you're pissing people off. And really, in most cases, these homeowners are going to be really cool with it. I know it annoys them, as I was saying. I know a lot of them have even told me that, you know, they don't like throwing things out just because of the mess that people make. And I tell them every time, I agree with you. Got some traffic here that I'm dealing with. Not too long ago, I was actually going through this neighborhood that I just left, and some homeowner threw out a barbecue. Actually, it wasn't this neighborhood, it was another one. But anyways, some homeowner threw out a barbecue, you know, just people throw away barbecues, and this fucking scrapper was right in front of the homeowner, just started tearing this thing apart. I watched, you know, pretty much the start of it. And I was driving by, and I ended up driving by again a short time later. And this guy was just like pulling off the parts that he wanted, throwing, and I do mean throwing the other parts on the ground, making a mess, making noise. It just, as I turn around, you guys will see a guy that's out there. Well, he's got his house and everything undone there. He had a little Milwaukee case out there that was empty. I stopped. You can see the little red case right there. Very nice guy. He was in his garage. He saw me get out of the truck. I checked out the case. You know, I waved at him, asked him how he was doing. Said he was doing good. And I asked him if he had any, you know, junk lawnmowers or anything. And he said no, but he said he's going to be moving pretty soon. And that he might in the future. And I said, well, should I leave you my card? And he's like, yeah, sure, go ahead. So I gave him one of my cards that I just had made. See, that's what I'm saying, boys. You just got to be nice to people when you do this. You can't be asshats. If you act like an asshat, people are going to treat you like one. People are going to screw with you. That was all smashed up. I drove by that earlier today. I'll go down there next, finish up this neighborhood. I actually know these neighborhoods very well because I have a couple friends who live in them. But all I'm saying is, you know, if you're out here doing this stuff, and you're going to be dealing with people. I mean, whether you see them walking by or they're in their garage like that guy was, you gotta treat people with respect. You can't treat picking with an entitlist mindset, because people are not going to treat you very well, and they're not going to treat other pickers very well either. People just don't understand that. They think they can do and say and act however the fuck they want, and it really turns people off of shit. This guy has got an ass load of fucking pallets. Rock on, bro, whatever you make some money. Now see, pallets are a lot easier to find, it seems, than a lot of other stuff. Funny enough. People like him I don't have to worry about because I know they're not going after lawnmowers. But anyways, boys, that's really the long and short of it, unless I find anything else.